Dads, what's the funniest way your son has ever thought he was a professional athlete? My 8-year-old son Malik decided overnight that he was destined for sports greatness. And it all started because our neighbor Rachel is a sports commentator for the local high school games. One Saturday morning, I'm on the porch drinking coffee when Malik comes sprinting up, eyes huge, whispering like he'd just seen Bigfoot. Dad, she's famous. She talks on TV about sports, real sports. I tried to explain that commentating JV basketball isn't exactly ESPN, but he wasn't hearing it. In his mind, Rachel was basically Bob Costas, and she was going to be the one to launch his career. 5 minutes later, he's dragging his skateboard into the backyard, setting up his arena where Rachel could clearly see from her kitchen window. At first, it was just wobbly ollies, but then he disappeared inside and came back out in a white t-shirt with Malik01 written across the chest in permanent marker. Pro athletes need jerseys, apparently. Then he stapled an actual training schedule to our fence. It read like a boot camp for Tony Hawk: 6 a.m. warm-ups, 7 a.m. advanced maneuvers, 8 a.m. championship practice. This kid can't even tie his shoes right half the time, and now he's scheduling championship-level training before cartoons. But he wasn't done. Malik decided his tricks weren't flashy enough, so he built what he called his professional training facility. Translation: he stole every piece of patio furniture we owned. The table became a ramp, chairs turned into hurdles, and he convinced his little sister to hold a garden hose so he could jump the water hazard. And of course, he turned it into a business. He printed fake tickets on our home printer and charged the neighborhood kids 50 cents to attend his championship skateboard training sessions. I found out when Mrs. Lopez from down the street knocked on our door to ask why 8 kids were chanting "Go Malik" in my backyard, while my son tried to clear a sprinkler with a wobbling skateboard. The breaking point came on a Tuesday afternoon. I was working from home when I heard an explosion of noise followed by Malik screaming like he'd been shot. I ran outside and found him flat on his back next to what looked like a furniture crime scene. He had built a half pipe out of our patio table, 2 chairs, and every cushion in the house, then attempted what he later described as his signature backwards triple flip. This is a kid who had never landed a normal flip in his life. Now he's lying there groaning while his audience of neighborhood kids stares at him like they just witnessed the X Games meet a funeral. That's when Rachel walked over. I braced myself for the noise complaint. Instead, she crouched down next to Malik like she was interviewing an injured athlete. "That was a really ambitious move," she said seriously. "But maybe next time, focus on your approach angle." Malik's eyes nearly popped out of his skull. Suddenly, he's nodding like he's in a post-game press conference. Rachel spent 20 minutes coaching him while I dragged broken patio furniture back into place. She gave him tips on balance, explained how to build up to harder tricks, and even praised his commitment to training. Then she hit him with the ultimate gift. The high school needed someone to do the honorary coin flip at their next game. Would Malik be their official youth athlete representative? I've never seen a kid go from unconscious backyard victim to Olympic gold medalist faster in my life. He was bouncing around the yard yelling, "I'm gonna be on TV." For the next week, he practiced flipping coins like it was his full-time job, wore his homemade Malik01 jersey everywhere, even wrote coin flip drills on the training schedule. At the game, Rachel introduced him as one of our community's most dedicated young athletes. Malik stepped onto that field, tossed that coin like it was the Super Bowl, and then waved to the crowd like he'd just signed a Nike deal. The kid's entire professional career so far is a coin flip and a destroyed patio set.